Okay, welcome to another stock market update. Today is December 16, 2018. So we're gonna take a look at the market indexes and the ETF, and then as an extra, we're gonna take a look at a few of the stock that I am watching right now, such as Alibaba, Tesla, Las Vegas Sand, Wynn Resort, and a couple other. So we'll take a look at that at the end of the video after we take a look at the indexes. So let's switch over to the indexes and take a look at what has transpired and what to expect in the coming week. Okay, so right now we're basically looking at the let me change chart here. Essentially, you want to take a look at the indexes before we take a look at the ETF. So let's go and start with the transportation. As you can see, the transportation came down, made a new swing low. Okay, and when I say swing low, basically is from this this all-time high here, right? This all-time high to this to the present. Okay, I do not look at this as a swing high, because essentially this have not broken the this down cycle. Okay, so right now basically looking to see would it be able to find support at 94.47 and get a bounce back up to the 97.63.66. Okay, so those are the support and resistance level to keep an eye on for this coming week. And if it break this 94.47, then essentially it'd be looking some of these level down here, somewhere around these 9200 level. And then for the Dow Jones Industrial, you can see the Dow Jones Industrial also made a new swing low, and it is a confirmed swing low, closing low. So right now, essentially you're looking for possible support at 23,602, and if it could reverse itself, then we're looking at this 24,899 area as the initial resistance, because also there is this long-term trend line up here in confluence with this particular resistance level. Then on the S&P 500, you can see S&P 500 is sitting right near this 2594.62 support level here. We want to see could we get a bounce back up to 2676.81. And if you can't see get a bounce here and it break this support, then we're basically looking for this guy to move down to 2490 and change. Then the NASDAQ 100, the NDX, you see that the still holding above this at 6522.70 support level. So we're going to see would it be able to get a bounce and get back up above this 6856.96, or would it finally break this level and come down and test this 6426.04. And then on the Russell 2000, the Russell 2000 made a new swing low, and you can see that it's sitting just right beneath this 1414.60. So we want to see would it be able to get a bounce back up and get back above these 1459. But there's also a short-term resistance level here somewhere around 1436. And if it can't hold this 1414 area, then we're basically looking for this thing to come back down and possibly test the 1347. Okay, so that's the index, and let's take a look at the ETF. Alright, starting off with the diamond, right? And the diamond closed below this value area here. This composite value area is basically this area here from this high to the low, right? Okay, so right now it's closed below this value area and below this value area low. So basically you want to see would it be able to get back into this value area and work its way back up to the upper end of the value area. But of course there is a resistance at 249.62, the VPOX, and then the value area high. But if it can't make a reversal back up and continue to come down, then we're essentially looking for this 235.88. Then for the spider same thing as the Dow Jones Industrial. The diamond is also closed below this value area low, this value area here. And right now, basically, we want to see if we'll be able to get back into the value area or come down and test this 258 level here. And then on the QQQ is also close outside of this the value area, and we're basically looking at potential support at 158.77. And if we get back into the value area, we got a little bit of a resistance level here at 166.88, and also somewhere around this 167.50 as a VPOC. And there's a value high at 179. I mean, the 175, and then there's also a resistance level at 174. Then for the Russell 2000 IWM, the ETF, it is outside of this value area and also sitting at this support level at 140.86. So we want to see would it be able to get back up above the 144, and then maybe come up and test this 147.18. If it's not, then we're basically looking for this thing to come down to this test this possible 134 and change here for potential support. Okay, so that is the ETF, and let me go and change this over to the stock here that we want to take a look at. So just give me a moment, and let me switch the graph here. Okay, let's go and take a look at Alibaba. Start off with Alibaba here. You can see Alibaba, booked this trend line. Oops. Booked this trend line up here, came up, encountered some resistance, got rejected and pushed back. So right now it seems to be sitting at this 147.98, this 148 area, and also just above this trend line here. So if we could get a bounce, then basically we want to look at to see would it be able to come back up and retest these resistance level and possibly take out this high. Then it will give us the higher high, essentially a higher low, right, and then a higher high, right. If it unable to do that and it come back in and get below this trend line, then essentially I'm looking for it to possibly move down to this 126.40, right? And that's basically is this this gap fill here, right? So it possibly might come down and fill that gap. Okay. Then look at Micron. Micron is scheduled to report earnings after the close on Tuesday. Alright, so you can see Micron has been finding some support here at this area here, these multi-low. So I want to see would be able to get a bounce back up and then break above this channel. We got this little, downward channel here ever since the high up here, okay, back in May. So if it could break out of this channel, then maybe you could reverse this trend and then start taking out some of these resistance levels here. And the catalyst might be the earning. But if doesn't look good and it come back down, then we're basically looking for this 32.96 support level to get tested. And if that doesn't hold, we eventually look for price to come back down to to the bottom of this channel here, and maybe possibly get down to this area. Okay, so and take a look at Tesla. Tesla is kind of interesting because it's been sort of hovering within this this zone, right? There was a big trading band that we've been looking at for a while, and right now it's getting back up to this upper zone here. Okay, so essentially want to see would it be able to break break to this and get up to this 389.61 and possibly put in a new all-time high. Now if this thing unable to get back up, reverse and get a bounce off of this 367, then we might see this thing to come down and retrace these level again and maybe work itself back down to the lower boundary of that big trading band. Okay. And let's see, next is take a look at Google. Google is also sort of try to break this double bottom here. Right, got a little bit of a false breakout, right? Okay, and came up and bumped against this resistance here on this downtrend, and then reversed back down and got below this pivot. So I want to see would it be able to get back up and take out this this resistance here, this 1106, and see would be able to come back up above this trend line and work its way up to this 1151 and take out this high, then essentially give it a higher low and a higher high. Right? But if you can't take out these this resistance above 1106, then essentially I'm looking for this thing to come back and retest this low here somewhere around this 1008. And the next one is NFLX. NFLX is also trying to make a move here. It basically forming a little bit of a triangle, okay, and essentially looking for a bounce back up above this 271 and break this trend line and possibly move up to this 292. And if it unable to break above and instead break below, then basically looking for this thing to come down to this 227.58, essentially filling up this gap here. And see, and I guess this is CRON here, is you know, the cannabis stock here, and this gap here essentially is due to, I believe, Altria made an investment in this company and it got shot up. So right now it's trying to hold this this gap here. Okay, so basically looking at this this area here to see what it'll be able to hold this gap. If they're unable to hold this gap, then I'll be looking for this thing to come back down to 995. And it is, if it's able to hold this gap and reverse back up, then I'll be looking at this 1228 as a potential resistance. Couple of the gambling stocks. Start off with Las Vegas Sands. Las Vegas Sands seems to be also just like Google, you know, and was trying to make a little bit of a double bottom breakout. All right, got a little bit of a false breakout and came back down. Right now, it seems to be holding this trend line here. So we're basically looking for this thing, see what it get back above this this level here, 55.33, and work itself up above this 59.16. Then it will be forming a higher low and a higher high, and possibly break this downtrend here, and maybe it will, you know, do a little bit of a reverse in the on the trend. Okay. And finally, WYNN Resort. Okay, WYNN Resort is also very similar to Las Vegas Sands. You know, it's been holding this trend line, so essentially we want to see would it be able to come back up to this 113 and take out this 119. You know, take out this high here, so it come up and form a continue this higher high, higher low. Because again, you can see that it seems like, you know, give a little bit of a false double bottom breakout and got a lot of these people chasing it, trap on the long side. But if this thing could not get back up and break this 103.71, then we're essentially looking for this thing to come down in these area, this zone here, so below 100. Okay, so that's it for the week. Hopefully you find this video informative and give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber to my video channel, click on the subscribe button below. And if you have any comment or suggestion, just post your comment on the section below, the comment section below. And thank you for watching, and good luck on your trading.